Hi, this is GMAC for the Razor Company, and today's shave will be focused on a very special company, a company that has churned out razors over a long period of time, and they are known as a very, very reliable brand that makes razors for almost all kinds of shavers, whether it is newbies, whether it's seasoned shavers, or whether you have, minimal growth, a couple of days of growth to clear, but they have one for every reason and probably every season. So the reason why I wanted to pick this razor is I've never owned a Merkur razor ever. Merkur from Cologne. When I started, DE shaving, I shifted from cartridge to a leaf twig, which was a single edge that used a half DE blade. Then I found the Rockwell 6C, but it's only when I found the Mueller R89 that I fell in love with DE shaving. So a lot of my friends actually transitioned from cartridge to the Merkur 34C, and the 34C is known as a heavy-duty razor that a lot of DE shavers start off with, and they still have one in rotation or in their collection. So today's razor will be the Merkur, and that's going to be the Merkur 41C, as you can see. It's an absolutely beautiful razor. We'll talk a little bit about it, but let me tell you a little bit about Merkur. So Merkur was founded by Emil Hermes way back in 1891. And the reason why the name Merkur was chosen was because it's the name is equivalent to Hermes, which is the messenger god. And that's why the name Merkur was chosen. Well, that's the history behind it. As far as, the safety razor was concerned, it was patented way back in 1880. Merkur started producing razors a lot later. But the 41C is actually a kind of a tribute to what Gillette was doing with their vintage razors way back, in 1905 to maybe 1920. And the old type, and then, of course, later on the short comb, the long comb. So Merkur wanted to pay tribute to that. So they have this three-piece razor, as you can see. I do have a blade loaded in there. I'm just going to open it up for you so you can see it. So the blade, of course, is the blade is a Wizamet Super Iridium. It's just a three-piece, very simple open comb. And what I do love is this diamond patterned handle. It's a six-sided handle. If I'm not mistaken, the total weight of this razor is about 65 grams. 65 grams, yes. And the total height of it, if you look at it from, it's about 3.14 inches. Only the handle alone is probably about close to 3 inches. It does have the blade tabs exposed, as you can see. Just going to give you a closer view of it. Yeah, it's right there. And this razor is absolutely stunning to look at otherwise. It looks very regal. It looks very polished. There's this lovely little knob down here, kind of meant to probably emulate the ball end tech maybe, or, those lovely handles that Gillette had a long time ago. The underside, as you can see, especially with these two pins, very old school. Many people consider this to be a travel razor. A lot of people like to use it as a daily driver. Some do use it with a very sharp blade to clear off, a couple of days growth. So let's get straight on to the shave. For my brush today, I will be using my newfound favorite, and that is the Razorock Big Bruce. It's an absolutely beautiful brush. The first time that I actually soaked it, and then I pulled it out to look at the brush, and I realized it wasn't very dense, but it's a fantastic brush. I mean, the feel on the face, the way that it actually, lathers, it's just stunning. I totally love it. For the soap, I'm going to use a soap that my good friend Daniel sent me. This one, Daniel, of course, lives in China, and Daniel is a very, very close friend. He's half Serbian, half German. And the soap he sent me was Fenomeno. Let me get that right. I think I'm going to be sued for this, but Fenomeno Dell'Arte Eau de Cologne. It's got a pretty girl on the cover, as you can see. And it's a very odd soap actually in terms of, the way it looks. You can actually, you can hear it. It's almost like a puck. And the consistency inside is there. You can get a closer view of it. It's more like a puck than a crope. Well, that's what it is. So let's get straight down to the shave itself. To match the Eau de Cologne soap, I'm going to go with nothing better than this. 4711, the original Eau de Cologne. So, first pass, and I do hope it's a good one. Every time I hear that line, it reminds me of Christmas, where people always say, and I do hope it's a good one in terms of the vacation coming up, or, people getting ready for a Christmas dinner. So let's get straight down to lathering up with the soap. I just used a very little bit, about half a teaspoon, a couple of drops of water. Just going to see how this goes. Well, that's the lather more or less. I'm using the Oaken Lab ceramic bowl. That's the lather on it. So let's get started. I'm very eager to use the Merkur. It's my first ever Merkur razor. It's also my first ever Merkur razor that I'm shaving. My first shave with a Merkur razor. Oops, I forgot to do one thing. Better to knock off the earrings. And while, of course, I get ready for that, also let's give you a look at the box of the blades. That's the Wizamet Super Iridium. That's my all-time favorite blade. Anything new that I get, I always want to chuck in a Wizamet in there. What's the odd thing? If you put Eau de Cologne on your face and you feel that cooling sensation. I don't know whether your mother or your grandmother did this, but when we were kids, and if you ever got a fever, in fact my mother still does it, there's always a solution of Eau de Cologne and water that's used along with like a cold compress on your forehead to bring down the fever. I can tell you one thing, that the soap smells absolutely wonderful. It's a very, very nice fragrance. The soap feels good on the face. It's something that I've learned. I have sensitive skin, and if a soap feels nice on my skin, it's pretty much an indicator of what the quality is. This one almost feels like a moisturizer. So let's give it a little bit of a scrub. I don't know if you are, a fan of face lathering, but if you are, go ahead and get the Razorock brushes, the Plus Soft as they call it, which is supposed to be, kind of like the Plus-On, but a lot cheaper, more affordable, and gives you the same kind of, performance. You can actually go to the razor company and pick it up on the website. I have seen it available, and there's also this really amazing brush that Razorock makes that's called the BC Silver Tip. If you go to the razor company right now, you just might be able to get their silver tip in a chrome handle. It's a heavy handle. Absolutely fantastic value for money. And I'm not saying this because it's the razor company, but the pricing is absolutely stunning. I would buy it in a heartbeat. So let's get down to the first pass itself. Well, I've got a Wizamet in here, and believe you me, this razor feels so mild. It's almost non-threatening. A bit of exfoliation, and not too much, but really nice. Open combs do have their benefits, especially when the open comb is non-threatening and doesn't have like really sharp teeth. I can tell you one thing, the combination of this soap, the brush, the razor, and the blade, it's fantastic. It's like a match made in heaven. I would think that this razor does require a sharper blade. You can dial it down and use probably an Astra or a washcord, or even probably the smooth Wilkinson sword, the black ones that you get from Germany. Whatever works best for you, actually, but just my advice, if you're used to high efficiency razors, for something like this 41C, you can safely go with a Wizamet with a feather, and I'm guessing even a Kai. And I'm saying that for a reason, Kai blades always tend to I don't think Kai blades know how to smell smooth. I mean, how to spell smooth. I say smell. I don't think they know how to spell smooth. And there's a reason for it. Their primary function is to cut, and to cut really as well as they can. So for me, Kai blades have never been smooth. They're really, really sharp. But having said that, in a razor like this, it would be magic. I have to try that at some point. I run out of my Kai supply, otherwise I'd be more than glad to, just kind of demonstrate that for you. I do love this razor. It's stunningly mild and smooth. I don't see this too often in open comb razors. Kind of beginning to understand why people like the Merkur 41C so much. Just in case you didn't know, the 41C has a sibling. It's called the 42C. Not an elder brother, more like a kind of a dizygotic twin. Because the 42C has a straight bower or close comb, while the 41C has an open comb. There are some days, I'm a big fan of high efficiency razors, and there are just some days when you want to give that skin a bit of a rest. And that's when a razor like this works like magic. It's got a decent amount of feedback. I would classify this razor as really being mild. It's not an aggressive razor. Is it efficient? Oh yes, it is. So it's not going to clean up, your stubble like entirely. Probably need another pass for it, but it was smooth enough for me. It was a nice gentle shave. So I'm going to go with the second pass and see how we do with that. Oh, this is a lovely little towel that was given to me by the other half, and this towel, of course, features this very soft kind of fabric. It almost feels like the softest wool. Really nice, but I'm guessing it's probably cotton. So let's move on to the second pass. And for the second pass, we are going to go with that nice friend of mine, the new friend of mine, called the Big Bruce. It goes with the big guy. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to say. I've got a ton of Aussie friends. If you have an Aussie friend and they're calling you, every time they say, hello, big guy, how's it going, big guy? They're just calling you fat. That's what it is. And I knew that, probably 15 years back when I had friends. But they're amazing lads. They mean it in the nicest way. It's nothing really malicious or, nothing bad intended. But it's just the funniest thing, because nowadays when they do that and they say, how's it going, big guy? And I'll say, are you calling me a fatty? So, down to the second pass. I really have a lot of Australian friends, and I'm saying that for a reason. My favorite breakfast spread is Australian. It's Vegemite. I grew up on Marmite, to be fair, and then I found Vegemite, and there was no looking back. Just nice on toast for me. Absolutely love it. It's a daily staple. I kid you not, it is. Oh, let me say this once again. The soap is absolutely top notch. I wasn't expecting it. I probably will do a review on it sometime, but that's not what this shave was about today. Today's shave had to be on the Merkur. So but I love the way the soap lathers up. It really feels wonderful. Very, very nice. And any soap that feels good on your skin, you want to give that soap, a thought, because shaving soap should leave your skin feeling good, besides providing you with cushion, slickness, protection. Let's go with the second pass. I don't know if you recollect, but there are double open comb razors where the base plate and the top cap both have open combs, and they're supposed to be, the grand lubricating king razor, or it's a tribute to those razors, but they call it DOC, double open comb. And one of the things is that, I think my camera's just kind of shifted. One of the things about double open comb razors is that they allow you to buff without actually, kind of irritating the skin, because the lather gets trapped in the top part of or in the open top cap. But to be fair, if you're somebody that likes that, you could even use an open comb, especially when you're buffing. Keep that lather on. Don't get rid of it if the razor holds it, because if you want to buff, it kind of cushions the skin a little bit. Oh, this razor is efficient. It really is efficient. I wasn't expecting that. I was told by friends that, it's a extremely mild razor, It's not going to cut too much. There's a joy in using these razors because you can dial them up or down with the blade, depending on how efficient you want them to be. Going for a very sharp blade and it'll work beautifully. Or just going with a milder blade for daily shaves. I had a 2-day stubble. Very, very nice razor. Seriously, I really like it. I thought it was going to be, you know, a little small to hold, but it's got heft to the handle. Almost feels like, you know, if you've used a petite, you know, piccolo, where the handle is fairly heavy. Well, this is very reminiscent of that. I also feel that, you know, the head design, it's got such a nice slim head design. It makes it easy to get under the nose. This is a very nice razor, not just for travel, I would say, not just, you know, as a daily driver, but just want to add in your collection. I do like, you know, the look of the other Merkur, especially the Progress, which is the adjustable. I do like the way the 34C looks, but the strange thing about Merkur is they never really went on to produce too many models. They had the Futur, and then they had the Vision, which is like the Futur on steroids, but that was discontinued. This razor is very easy. It's very nimble, even though it's got heft to the handle. I would say, you know, give it a shot, try it out with different blades. See how that performs for you, how it functions. So there it is, my first ever Merkur Razor, my first shave with the Merkur Razor, and I absolutely loved it. A quick rinse, and of course I'm going to, well, just recap the shaving gear that I used, as well as we'll get the aftershave splash on, and let's not forget the alum block. There's absolutely no sting from the alum block at all. I have to say that or maybe a little bit here, because I went over there like maybe thrice, I went over it. But otherwise, no sting at all. It's funny, isn't it, when you don't have the alum block stinging, it feels like you're rubbing an ice cube. And then sometimes when, you know, you've gone over that area a few times and you rub the alum block, it doesn't feel like an ice cube, but it feels like a hot coal. It's just the way that it is, and how the way that the skin reacts to it. So there we go. We're done with pretty much our shave for today. Very quickly, let me recap this shave for you. I'm not going to actually get the lather off, but for the shave today, I used the Razorock Big Bruce. Don't expect this to be a very dense brush, but it's super soft on the face. It is a champion when it comes to face lathering. Go to the Razor company, and you'll find a couple of Razorock, Bliss Off brushes. If you haven't owned one, or if you thought they were just old school or too simple, get yourself one. It's a fun brush to use. It's really amazing, super soft. I love it. I love the way that it face lathers. And you have variations. You've got the Big Bruce, you've got the Monster, you've got the 400 series, which have the superb metal handles. So you might want to get one of those. And let's not forget, don't discount this razor. This is an absolutely stunning razor. I had a great shave with it. Super efficient with a Wizamet, and I bet if you use it as a daily driver, go with a lighter blade. Maybe Astra, Washcott, London Bridge, maybe even a Persona on its third use or second use. But absolutely stunning razor. It looks really regal. Let me give you a closer view of it. There you can have a look at how it looks. It's really fascinating. I really enjoyed my shave with it, and I would highly recommend it. Now for the aftershave splash. Well, yeah, another thing is I always use, very simple towels. I'm not the kind of guy who likes to, spend on expensive customized towels or customized brush handles, although I do have one customized brush handle, which is the AP Shave Company Candy Striped. But, a towel like this, find yourself a nice soft towel. It works beautifully for a shave. Just kind of pampers the face. Doesn't have to be a big brand. Value dollar shops normally stock them. And here we go with the 4711 original Eau de Cologne. I think this is a perfect, this is the perfect match for the soap that I just used. That always feels good. That always feels good. I have a very close friend of mine, like a really very, very close friend of mine, and her elder sister only uses the original Eau de Cologne 4711 her whole life. She's used it as a cologne, puts it on a handkerchief, taps it on the outfit she's wearing, on the neck area, just behind the ears. But that is a go-to fragrance, and it's like a signature. So that's pretty much it for today. Once again, in case I forgot to show you the soap once again, Il Fenomeno Dell'Arte. I got that right. So this is the Eau de Cologne. I don't know who she is, but if you find out, please do let me know. She seems really nice. A very pleasant lady, pretty as well. And that, of course, is just to show you the soap. So that was it for today's shave. Get yourself the Merkur 41C. It's a piece of history. Merkur from Solingen, beautiful razor. Get yourself a Razorock, beautiful Plissoft, or a Monster Plissoft, or a Chrome BC Silver tip from TRC. And this is GMAC. It's time for me to shut shop and ship out of here, and I'll be back real soon with another shaving video. Till then, you take care, and bye-bye for now.